Hello, my name is Torres Gastelu, and I will present Perception of Use Towards Free Technological Tools in Teaching. Let me tell you that the national education system of Mexico requires special attention due to their backlog. For this reason, the Mexican government has promoted a national plan of evaluation and training of teachers at primary and secondary level. Similarly, teachers of these levels have searched alternative additional training to enable them develop their generic competencies. Purpose of the study: determine the perceptions of master students towards free technological tools according to their use, consideration or future use, applicability, interest, and prior knowledge. Well, the type of study was quantitative. The selection criteria of the sample was the subject called ICT as mediators of learning processes, belonging to the Master of Education from the University Simon Bolivar in the city of Veracruz, Mexico. 19 master students participated in classroom mode. It means a presential way. 16 are female and 3 male. Throughout the course were taught to master students 5 free technological tools: Gdoc, Dropbox, Google Scholar, Blogger, and Educaplay, selected in relation to the needs and the content that should cover the course. For their perception was applied a survey that analyzes various dimensions of a study. The Likert scale was used in the instrument with the following categories: totally disagree, disagree, neutral or indecisive attitude, agree, and totally agree. The positive attitude of master students represents the sum of the responses selected by each statement of the categories totally agree and agree, while the negative attitude of master students was obtained by the sum of the responses by each statement that selected disagree and totally disagree. For processing data, the SPSS statistical software was used. The data analysis was done using descriptive review of selected free technological tools. The tools used in the study were Google Docs, Blogger, Dropbox, Google Scholar, and Educaplay. Perhaps the last one is the less known. So let me tell you that Educaplay is a web platform that enables the development of teaching material using statement text, images, and audio. Well, you can create and design learning activities, and you can use in an online and offline mode. Let's talk now about the results. I will present you by each dimension. The first dimension is use of tools. Each use is an of use amount of information with which account to use each tool as well as the usability of them. It aims to identify which tool is easier to use for master students. As you can see here, the 3 statements are related with a positive attitude, superior to 80%. Ease of use of the tools applied in collaborative work. I think there is enough information available on the internet for the proper use of the tools, and the tools are totally friendly. Well, finally, you can see the total frequency of the dimension that it's also related with a positive. Let's continue with the dimension use of tools, but now let's make a quick review about the percentages by each tool. Here I'm presenting you a table with a negative attitude, neutral attitude, and positive attitude by each tool. As you can see, the highest values were for Gdocs with 18.6, and the second one was for the Blogger. Well, let's check now the dimension of consideration of future use. This dimension allow us to assess the possible future use of free technological tools on respondents, measures the level of consideration if they could be implemented in teaching. Well, also here you can see that almost all the results are related with a positive attitude. The statements where I think that will be helpful to use the tool in my work as a teacher in the future. I consider important to implement the tool to improve my performance and that of my colleagues in the workplace. And I consider applying the tool in my work as a teacher in the future. Check the percentages by each tool. We will find that the highest tool rated was Educaplay with 19, and the second one Gdocs with almost 19, 18, 94. Now, review about the third dimension. The dimension's applicability is related with the applicability of free technological tools in the educational context. It values the possibly difficulty of application and the relevance of using these tools in teaching. Here we can notice that for the first statement, it's not so clear the answers. For instance, I think this technological tool is difficult to implement in the educational context. We can check that almost half, 48.4, they say they are completely disagree. Only 37.9 has a positive attitude. So it's not so clear the tendency here. But for the second statement, I believe that applying new technology tool is important in educational teaching. We can definitely see a clear tendency for positive attitude. They are completely agree with 91%. The percentages by each tool, we will find that the highest rated tool was again Educaplay. The second one is well, it's with the same values we can find Dropbox and Blogger. Now let's make a review about the dimension interests. It's referred on the interest shown by master students in their desire to learn more about these tools in order to use them in teaching. If we check the results, we will find that there is a high tendency, a high positive attitude for the three statements. I would like to learn more about the tool. I consider important to seek more information, tutorial, internet videos, forums, to learn more about the tool. Learning to use the tool, it provoked in me a great interest to learn more about the tool. If we review the percentages by each tool, we will find that all the students agree that Educaplay has a positive attitude, is the best tool for them in order to learn and to get deeper. The second one was Blogger. Dimension prior knowledge. In order to check how much knowledge the master students had before to take this course, 3 different statements were asked to them. The first statement, I had previously used the tool, reflects several trends, since 30.5% of respondents agree selected. while 13.7 chose to remain undecided. Finally, 55.8 indicated they had not used it before. In relation to the second statement, I was aware of the existence of this tool, also present similar results. 25.2% say they agree. Meanwhile, 15.8% of respondents were undecided. However, 59% say they had no knowledge of these tools. Finally, for the statements I know tools that perform similar functions, the results show that 32.5% say they did know other similar tools. Meanwhile, 20 were undecided, while 47.5% say they did not know other tools with similar functions. If we check the result by each tool, we will find that the result says they have a negative attitude. It means they really don't have knowledge about this tool. Now let's talk about conclusions. Master students show a positive attitude towards the use of free technological tools. It emphasizes a greater preference for Gdoc tool because it promotes collaborative work inside and outside the classroom. The less chosen tool was Google Scholar, which indicates the need to encourage online academic research, both teachers and students. Referring to the consideration for future use of these free technological tools, master students recognize that all tools can be useful. Again, it was found a lower degree of acceptance in the future use in teaching of the tool Google Scholar. Master students do not discern that the engine Google should be replaced by Google Scholar when so required. Therefore, it could be desirable to develop school activities that promote research competency in students. Regarding the perception of master students in the applicability of free technological tools in the educational context, they state that it may be difficult to incorporate them in their daily work, which contrasts with the positive attitude toward its use, because they are convinced but not find it easy due to their gaps in their technology or teaching skills. In relation to the preference of master students towards a particular tool for your application, Educaplay owed us the most heavily weighted stock, possibly by allowing the creation of learning activities. The next two better positioned tools were Blogger and Dropbox. Referring to the interest of master students to learn more about these tools, similar preferences were also obtained. However, there was a general consensus to place Educaplay as the preferred tool. Most master students admitted that they have no prior knowledge of the free technological tools used in the course. It reflects an opportunity to encourage training of teachers at primary and secondary level in Mexico, not only in terms of use of technology, but especially in the ways these tools could be exploited in the design of educational activities. Thank you very much for your attention.